Hi guys, I wanted to do a school supply shopping video just because around this time school supplies start getting really cheap, just as school uniforms if you guys have any kids. And then the prices kind of go up for a bit and then they get really cheap again at the end of August and around September. So I bought a few things because I know that I kind of know the prices of stuff or how cheap stuff is going to get just because I buy school supplies consistently. So you kind of know what to look out for. So the first thing that I always buy, so if it's a quarter, I'll buy it. If I have to pay more for a quarter for this, I tend to be like, oh, I'm just going to wait because they get as cheap as a quarter and maybe as expensive as 30 cents. And if you pay more than like 30 cents for them, then you miss the boat because after this tends to be really expensive and they're index cards. So I know that you guys are gonna be like, what? You're not willing to pay more than 30 cents for them? But I'm not, because when school supply season comes around, these are like four for a dollar or three for a dollar. So I just feel like, why am I gonna pay $1.99 for this when I can just stock up during school supply season? So the reason why I always buy these is because I actually hit a point where I was like, oh, I don't need them anymore. I'm totally cool. Like, I'm not gonna need them. I'm not gonna need to study like that anymore. But at the end of the day, I realized that that was a lie. That I was lying to myself. That you're always gonna have to remember things like that. You're always gonna have to do lists or something like that. So I just went ahead and I've been stocking up. So I have quite a few of these. I'm gonna wait and then I'm just gonna buy them because I'm always gonna use them. So I'm gonna buy as many as I can. Oh, and then I have these little post-it things on the back. So the reason I really like these, but I don't like buying them because I feel like I can't reuse them. So I've been sticking them in the back of this because it's plastic and then just reusing them whenever I can. So I have been buying these as well. I found that this last semester I've been doing a lot more research based projects, like really intense research. So I really need to tab them and like cross reference them with the system that I have. So I've kind of just stopped using a ton of bookmarks or ripping pages and just kind of bought tons of these. So the next thing that I bought was another flash drive. I don't know where the cap is, but doesn't matter. So I have a 4 gig and a 1 gig. So the 1 gig is where all my old papers are in, and this one's kind of the one where like I have all my old research because I don't throw it away, and I have all my old papers, and when I get them back I do corrections and they go in here. And then my 4 gig is the one that I'm gonna use for school. So I bought an extra one. It's always good to have one, like I said, if you're starting college and you're gonna need it. What if like your printer breaks down and then you have to rush to school and print there? It's just really useful to have. The other thing that I bought were pens. Oh my box. So I got the big grip, big ultra round stick grip, featuring easy glide, feel the smoothness. So it comes with 26 pens, and it comes with black, blue, and red. So as you guys know, I don't use the black ones, but my husband does. I would have really preferred just a pack of blue and a couple red ones. I really use the red ones when we have to do peer editing. We do a lot of peer editing in my upper division class, and it's just nice to have because it just shows up really nicely and you can do your comments, and that kind of always works out. So the next thing that I've been buying have been college rules notebooks. So as you guys know, I usually take all my notes in on my computer, but this next semester, I'm going to be taking classes that are not history classes. I'm going to be taking a psychology class and a geology class, and I'd rather have a notebook for that, just because sometimes you have to do diagrams or side notes, and it's really a subject that I'm not like very familiar with. So I figured writing down notes would kind of help me with remembering stuff. And because the classes, they're alternating days, I can afford to carry a notebook. And I do the 70 page because I feel that 70 pages is an adequate amount of paper. I think more than 70, it's really rare for you to go through a notebook unless you're taking like a math class or something like that. And the multiple subject ones, I'm always iffy on that just because you never know if you're going to run out of paper. You're going to have to jump sections and stuff like that. So I feel like 70 pages is really good. And these always get as cheap as like 15 cents or a quarter and stuff like that. So I just go ahead and buy these whenever I can find them. I think I got them 5 for a dollar at Target this time. So I just bought a couple of bucks full of these. So the next thing that I always buy, and I'm always looking out for because binders are not the cheapest thing. They always get really, really expensive, even if they're completely plain like the ones that I use, is the binders. So as you guys know, I like this double pocket. Oh, mistake my finger. There we go. So it's not for pictures or anything like that. I will link in the bottom bar my last kind of school supply video. And you guys know that I like to stick the syllabus for my class in here, just so that I can see it. And then if I only have two classes, then I flip it over and then I stick it in through the bottom, just so that I can utilize the full binder and I can just look at it and be like, oh, this is for my 102 class, this is for my 99 class. So it just really works out great for me. Similarly, a lot of students and a lot of people like doing color coding, like they'll do green for psych classes and red for whatever class or yellow. If that works for them, then great. For me, I tend to just forget what color I assigned to something, so it just doesn't really work out as great. So the other thing that I also bought were little tabs, and these come with a pocket inside. I also got these at Target. So I like these little tab things just because you're always going to have handouts that are not hole punched, and I don't like them getting lost in everything, and then if you abuse the pockets inside of the binder too much, these right here, they tend to rip because the material there is not as strong. So then your binders get more abused and they don't last as long. So I just tend to use those just because those are $1 versus a binder that can be between 2, 3, maybe even $6 sometimes. So those are the supplies that I've bought for school for right now. I have some more supplies that I've bought for research. I'm not sure if you guys would be interested in that, because again, I am starting to do a lot of research and I do use different items for that. Some of them are similar, but they have slight differences that I really need for my research stuff. But I hope you guys have a great summer, and I'll probably do an updated one when I start to buy more things. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.